Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for Installment of Scott Selections here for Thursday, March 3rd. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in college basketball with UNC Asheville minus 9.5 at plus 100 on Fox Bet. UNC Asheville was up 9 with about 8 minutes to go. Looked like they were going to have a decent shot to cover, but then UNC Asheville's best player, their starting center, ended up having a clean block that was called a late call, I might add, a shooting foul. And then the center ended up kind of making a gesture towards the official, picked up a tech, and of course in college, technicals count towards personal foul counts. So the best player in Nashville picked up 2 fouls in 1 second and fouled out of the game. After that, Asheville fell apart. They lost the game outright. So a really brutal call, really changed the entire complexion of the game. I'm not saying Nashville was going to cover, but when your leading scorer, your best rim protector, and your best rebounder was the same guy, all foul out with 8 minutes to go, that definitely hurts their chances, and they fell apart down the stretch. So either way, look for a bounce-back winner here on Thursday. And for the play of the day, we're going to stick with college basketball, looking at a matchup in the Patriot League between American and Navy. And for this matchup, we're going to look at a total. We like the under 119.5 at minus 110 on Bet Online. Time recording of 4:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the under in this spot. First of all, 119.5 at first glance looks extremely low. However, then you look at the regular season meetings and you realize 119.5 might actually be too high. They played each other twice in the regular season. First meeting got into the 90s, and the second meeting landed 101. So each of the first 2 meetings have landed at least 18 points below this total. And the main reasons why, because of the fact that Navy is a very good defensive team, ranks top 50 in defensive efficiency, also very, very slow at pace. And at the same point, American, awful offense and a very slow pace as well. But to go through the actual trends, Navy has had a lot of low-scoring games recently. 7 of Navy's last 9 games have had less than 113 points. Navy is also 8-1 to the under in the last 9 games, but American ranks 322nd in offensive efficiency according to KenPom. Navy ranks 316th. So both teams not very good at offense, but I mentioned the slow pace before. To get into that, Navy ranks 314th in offensive tempo according to KenPom, while American ranks 306th. So both these teams really love to play in the half court. I do not expect many fast break opportunities to be had. I expect a lot of running clock and a lot of long sustained possessions in the half court, which should probably not result in many baskets, but should eat up clock regardless. And plus, one thing you got to keep in mind when you're taking a total, especially in a conference tournament game, you want to look at the amount of fouls each team is actually giving up, because of the fact that you never know when you're going to get some scramble points galore in the second half. American ranks 38th in the country in personal fouls per game, while Navy ranks tied for 132nd. So both teams do a pretty good job of staying clean and preventing their opponents from getting into the bonus relatively early. I expect that to be the case. Now, will one of them get into the bonus at some point? Probably. But as long as one team isn't shooting free throws from about the 9-minute mark, I do think that each offense will struggle in this matchup, and you'll see a pretty similar script to what we saw in the regular season. It'll probably be a little bit more high scoring just because of the potential fouls late in the game, but I don't think it's going to get to 120. I think it'll probably land somewhere in the 110s or the 100s, but Americans' team total in this game is about 53.5, and I'm really not sure they're going to get there. Just looking at the actual regular season meetings, they barely got to 50, and I really think that's going to be the case once again. In the first meeting, they ended up losing that game 47-45, and then in the second game, they ended up losing 55-46. So in 2 games against Navy, they're averaging 45.5 points per game. Now, they can potentially shoot 50% and maybe have themselves a great offensive game, but Navy against American this season was only averaging 51 points per game. So each defense did a pretty solid job against the opposition, and I expect that to be the case once again, as this game should probably close at around, I'd say 118.5, 117.5. It's already been bet down from 120.5 to 119.5, and I'm really not sure where the over money is going to come from. So the play that I once again here for Thursday, March 3rd, is going to be on American and Navy under 119.5 at -110 on Bet Online. Bye, everyone.